All right, here we go. All right, my friends, we are Tuesday, October 18th. Wow, time is ticking on. Starting our practice on our backs and make sure make sure you've got your stuff around you, and let's drop those knees in towards each other and feet are wide, and tuck your chin a little bit and soften the shoulders down away from the ears. And just check in. How are you doing? How's your body? How's your heart today? And where's the mind's attention already this morning? And take a few deep breaths, reminding us that the fall season, we connect a little more deeply with the lungs and the large intestine. Those are the two organs relating to this season in the Taoist tradition. And the lungs actually, they're the way the body meets the outside world with the air coming into the body and then moving out of your body into the world. So let's take a moment, set intention for yourself this morning. Set intention for anyone in your life you'd like to bring into your awareness as you practice today. Sending them some good energy. And then let's begin as we usually do. We'll take a nice big inhale and drop your knees over to the right and look left. And really reach down through that left knee towards the ground. And inhale, center, and take it over to the left. So back and forth, inhaling to center, exhaling to the side. Checking in. Here's your baseline. How's your lower back as you do this? How are your hips? The knee that is on top, so when you go to the right, it's the left knee. Reach down through that knee. And as you go to the left, reach down through that right knee with activating the quads a little bit. Couple more. Side to side. And then we'll come to center and just hug the knees in. Nice little squeeze in. Feel into your back body. And let's take the legs straight up to the sky, the palms on the floor. Spread your toes and then bend the knees. Nice easy flick, bend and straighten, and bend and straighten. And reach up into your toes. So reach into the toes. Straighten those legs as much as you can. As you're doing this, you're firming the navel towards the spine. So your lower body is really anchored to the ground. Next time you take the legs straight, go wide together, bend, straighten, wide together, bend, straight. Yeah. And spread the toes. Get out to the tips of your toes. Nice, you too. Firming the navel, lower backs pressing into the floor. We're going to take a few more of these. Spread those toes. It's easy to forget about the toes. And one more, going wide together, and then bend the knees. Just let them flop. Interlace your hands behind your head and press your lower back into the ground, and let's straighten the legs again. And then lift your head and your shoulder blades up off the ground. Firm the navel towards the spine and right leg comes down, left leg stays up, and then switching. And so shoulder blades are up off the ground and you're working the core here. You're reaching into your toes. And this is in part, we're working the core. This is also to support the lower back when we're moving about in our lives. Few more of these. Spread the toes, straighten the legs as much as you can. Breathing, listening. Couple more. I know I just said that, but a couple more. And then next time you bring the legs up, let's bring both legs up. Bend the knees, bring the head right down onto the ground. And then let's place the feet down on the ground and keep your hands behind your head. Your knees are a little bit wide now, feet are on the floor. We're gonna lift up, lift the shoulder blades, lift the head, tuck your chin, and then reach left hand to the outside of that right knee, and then turning to the left. So we're gonna go back and forth. Use one hand behind the head, but roll through center and reach. Try to lift your shoulder blade way up off the ground. And we're getting into our, oh, I've totally lost the obliques. There we go. We're getting into the obliques and some of these side muscles in our waist. Couple more, keep reaching, supporting the head, turning and turning, and reach as far as you can through those fingers. Couple more. Nice big breath. Maybe you're getting a little heat in the belly. One more. And then let's come to center. Just lay your head down. And then hug your right knee into the chest. And as you do that, squeeze your knee up by your armpit and kind of, feel into your hip joint. And let's do a little circle, just a little bit of a circle with the hip joint. See how far you can squeeze your knee up to the armpit and circle it the other way, just a little bit of, synovial fluid action going on there. One more, and then we're gonna hold the foot with the right hand. So start to bring the knee down towards the ground, flex your right foot, relax your right shoulder, and just hang out here. And so so your left knee is still bent. You're in a half happy baby pose. You're flexing that right foot. You're breathing. Check in, how are the hamstrings? How's that knee joint? How about the flexion of your ankle? And start to straighten your left leg. Let's go ahead and straighten that leg. Flex the foot. Breathe into this. And feel how grounded your lower back is. It's like, oh yeah, whole lower back is nicely on the ground. Breathing. And then we're going to take our right foot onto the left knee and take your twist. Bring your left hand to the knee, reach the right arm out to the right, spread the palm, turn the palm up towards the sky, and spread your right fingers. Yeah, right palm is turned up, that's it. And as you're here in this twist, notice like how far down does that knee go? It's not about getting the knee to the floor, but just feel into the twist, your lower back, the hip, that right armpit. Wow, when I lie down, my voice sounds very strange. Couple more breaths, just getting that nice deep stretch. And roll back to center. Hug that right knee in and the left knee. Let's squeeze those knees right up by your armpit. A little bit of rocking here just to feel the movement of your lower back and the sacrum. And then right foot comes down to the ground. Take both hands clasped onto your left shin and hug that knee up towards your armpit. And just do a little circling in the left hip joint. Like, oh yeah, what's happening in that left hip joint? Just like that. How far up can you squeeze it in? Noticing the range of motion. And then circle around the other way just a little bit. Again, noticing lower back, just any feedback loop of information. And from here, we're going to take our left hand, bring yourself into that half happy baby pose. Left heel's above the left knee crease. And you're literally drawing the left knee down towards the ground, but stabilizing your back so that you've got the right side of your lower back grounded and rooted. The back of the neck is long. And shut your eyes for a moment. Just feel into this shape. Like, how is this? What sensations do you feel the most? And then start to straighten the right leg and bring it into the midline. Flex the foot, nice, Jeff. Hug the midline, and Andy, go ahead and straighten that right leg. Yeah, so we're gonna keep the left knee bent and straight, there you go. And we're in a supine lunge. And again, each movement's like, oh yeah, so there's, when I straighten the right leg, what happens? There might be a little more pull at that left groin. You know, how's the ankle? How are your toes? What's going on, especially in the left hamstrings and the left inner groin? Notice if you're leaning to the left, can you bring some weight to that right side of your lower back? The right leg's really active, and then left foot comes to the right knee, and you're going to take the twist. Left arm reaches out. You're going to spread your palm, fingers wide, palm turned up, and breathe into that. Maybe the left hand moves a little higher than the shoulder. Try to feel for the stretch in your left armpit. Breathing into it. Nice. Couple nice big breaths here. And just thank your body. It's like, oh yeah, well, we are getting older. Every single person's getting older on the planet. And we've been around a little while, a little dinged and dented, but find the gratitude for all that works in your body right now. And let's roll back to center. And as you do, hug your knees in one more time. Nice big squeeze of your knees up by your armpits. And then kind of rock side to side, just moving your own lower back. Nice, easy movement there. We're just rocking it. And from here, we're going to literally roll up to sitting. Bring the soles of your feet together and let the head drop. And let's take that roll back and forward and back and forward. And keep going there, rolling back, legs overhead, rolling forward. Yeah. Just like that. Keep going. Yep. Couple more. Last one, you're going to come up to sitting. And as you come up to sitting, keep the soles of the feet together. Take your left hand around behind you. I'm not going to mirror you guys. And then your right hand right at the top of your thigh and press down, kind of move the energy out and lean away from your right thigh. So you're pressing that right thigh down towards the ground. And then we're going to turn and twist to the left. Turn the torso as you press that right thigh down and breathe into that turn. Yes, like that. So Andy, you're going to turn your torso even more, your belly button turning to the left, breathing. Yeah, turning, turning, turning. It's like that right shoulder is turning towards your left thigh. And slowly let's release there. And now right hand, we're going to come back to center. Right hand, lean on that right hand behind you. Left hand at the top of your thigh, slide it out, keep the arms straight. Turn your torso to the right, looking down, and then breathe into your left thigh may go all the way to the ground. And you're breathing into the stretch in your left side waist, your lower back. There's a lift of the breastbone, breathing here. Couple nice long breaths. Yeah, you can let the head drop. And slowly let's come back to center, and then stretch your legs out, and let's just shake those legs out. And we'll grab a block, bring it so you can access it, and then make your way onto all fours. Let's go ahead and come onto all fours. Walk the knees back, plant the hands, take your hips back. As you do this, you're going to scrunch your fingers forward, kind of walking your hands forward, getting that stretch in the armpits. And then as slowly as you can, lift up, hollow your belly, tuck your chin, spread your shoulder blades, come up, slowly come through into your back bend, lifting up out of the arms, and then take it back with the tailbone. Press into your hands, really nice straight arms. And then as you come up, spread your shoulder blades, tuck your chin, hollow out that belly, flow forward into your back bend and back, and keep going there, back and forth, and ground those hands, you guys. Press into your hands. Really feel the contact with the mat and your arms. Yeah, and so Andy, as you come forward, this is generally for you. You want to round your back even more. Think of the scary cat, like the upper back is really rounded as much as you can. And then coming, yes, like that. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Does that feel different? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Really hollow, like you're dropping the tailbone, spreading those shoulder blades. It's a little more effort. And then we're going to take 2 more of those. You two look great doing this. You're breathing. You're really rooted to those hands. Nice, Jeff. Nice straight arms. And in the next one that you come forward, stay forward in your back bend. Yeah, it's time to take off the layer. That's it. And then as you're here, lift up out of the arms, widen your collarbones, and then lift to downward dog. Let's take it up and walk out your legs. Bend one knee so you get the other heel on the floor as much as you can. Walk that out and focus on your calf muscles. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to reach the heel to stretch the calf. Maybe you feel it in the hamstrings. You know, wherever you feel it. Nice. Now, the arms, you're really firm with those arms, and you're rooted in your hands, and you're pressing energy out to the fingertips. And then let's start to come to center and take the right leg up to the sky, and just bend the knee to the nose, and then up, and knee to nose, and up. And literally, like think about it, you're lubricating your hip joint. Yes, nice straight leg, straighten that leg, reach into the toe, nice. Knee to nose, let's take 2 more, up and in and up. And then next time, step through to the lunge. Let's come all the way through. Walk that right foot over to the right a little bit. Your fingertips are on the ground. Yeah, there we go. Let's just touch the back knee down for a minute. Back knee touches down. We'll walk the hands to the top of the thigh, press into that thigh, widen the collarbones, lift your heart up. Yes, and press out of your lunge a little by pressing into the right foot, and then come into the lunge. And again, just a little bit of an accordion, up and down, and feeling into that. And try to focus that you've got as much weight in your back foot and knee. It's like, we're not forgetting about the back leg, as you have energy in the front leg. Let's take one more. Then come into the lunge where you're not fully in it, but you're like, okay, my right leg is engaged. You're gonna take the arms wide, roll those thumbs down and interlace the hands behind you and reach back and literally lift your breastbone and tuck your chin so that you get the upper back opening. You know, the chest is opening and you're getting a little back bend there. And 2 big breaths here. If for any reason this is bad on your lower back, come out a little bit more. Press into that right foot and you can lengthen the lower back that way. Take one more breath. Then we're going to release our hands to the ground, fingertips on the ground, lift the back knee up off the ground, reach your sternum bone forward, tuck your chin, and lift your fingertips up off the ground and reach the arms forward and back, and forward and back. And if you need more support, bring that back knee down. That's it. Look down at the ground, Andy. Yes, back, yes, back leg. Yes, thank you. Reach into that back leg. Good. Just gonna straighten the arms a little bit. 2 more breaths here. You guys are going great. Last one, reach forward and then hands to the ground. Left hand on the ground, or we're on a block and we're gonna take our twist. And literally use your right hand, pull the belly around, tuck your chin, hug that right thigh into the midline, and then take that right arm up towards the sky. Back leg, everybody, reach into that back. Oh yes, Andy, nice. Hug the right knee into the midline a little more, and Jeff's gonna lift that left thigh bone just a little bit. Oh, thank you. Relax the toes. Ah, there we go. And release to downward dog. Taking your downward dog. Walk it out, bend one knee and then the other, like, oh yeah, there it is. You're gonna bend and walk. Slowly coming to center, lift your tip toes, rolling through, back and forth, and back and forth. And one more time. And we come into downward dog, super strong. You're lifting up and out of those arms, and then left leg lifts to the sky. Take it up and bend the knee to the nose, and up and knee to nose, and just reaching and bending and reaching. Couple more. Nice straight leg, yes. Feel into it. How's that hip joint feel? And next time, step through to your lunge. Let's walk that left foot over to the left just a little bit. Back knee comes down. We slowly walk the hands to the top of that thigh. Press into your thigh, relax the shoulders, and press out and come into the lunge. So it's just a little bit up and out. Relax those shoulders, Andy. There we go. Couple breaths up. What's the level of presence for you in your left leg, your quads, your hamstrings? Like if this is the weaker side, you may not feel as connected to the muscles. It's okay, it's just something to notice. And then let's start to come into a place where you're really rooting down through that left leg and left foot. Arms are going to go wide again. We roll the thumbs down, interlace the hands, reach back, relax the shoulders down, and then lift the breastbone from the pelvic floor up through the core. You're lifting up, and a slight tuck of the chin and just leaning back just a little bit. And those back toes are curled under. You should really feel your right quad engaged. Big breaths here. And then releasing. And we're going to come down, fingertips on the ground. If this is a more challenging side, you can do the arms with the back knee down. But if you want to, lift that back knee up off the ground, tuck the chin, and then reach those arms forward and back, and forward and back. Yeah, there you go, Jeff. Nice, strong back leg. Find that back leg. Oh, thank you. That's it. You know, it's behind us, so we forget about it. Breathing. Notice, is this the side that's a little harder? What's going on there? Let's take 2 more reaches forward and back. Last one, reach forward, fingertips to the ground, scoot that right foot back, right hand down on the ground, left hand to the left thigh, take the turn, and then pull the belly around, tuck your chin, take the twist, hug that midline. Oh yeah, and then that back leg, you're gonna reach. And then Jeff, reach the sternum bone forward. Yes, that spine getting long, and then reach into that back heel. Keep lifting the right thigh bone up to the sky. Right thigh bone up to the sky. Yes, one more time, right thigh bone up. Thank you. And then back to downward dog. Taking 3 roll throughs, up and flowing through and back, and flowing through and back. One more time, flowing through and back, and walk your feet to the middle of your mat. Walk the hands back, bend the knees, let the head go, interlace those hands behind your back, reach the arms overhead. A nice big inhale, lifting the legs, sit bones to the sky, exhale, bend. And inhale, extend, exhale, bend. And keep going there. Let the head go. The arms are reaching away from the back body as much as they can. Oh, nice, Jeff. There you go. One more time. Bend the knees, drop those arms down, just shake it out. And roll up to standing. Slowly, arms heavy, head heavy. And then we come up and we're just gonna shake that out. All right, before we go where we're going, we're gonna do what we did on Friday. I think we did this. So feet are hips distance apart, and this is just our twist. We're gonna open to one side, look back to that back hand, bend the knees and twist. So it's a bend and a twist and a bend and a twist. And you look back to the hand behind you. Yes, that's it. Reach through those arms. And then Andy, rather than bring the arm in front around, go wide, reach in both directions. So wide and wide, yes. So we touch in at the center and then we go wide. Ta-da, ta-da. Yes, couple more. Nice, you two. Think about when you were 7. Ta-da, here I am, mama. Okay, and we're gonna come back to center and just shake that out and wiggle it out. Get a little wiggle, wiggle, a little shake. Let's shake that out. Okay, so we know this one. We're gonna do it because we're talking hips and lower back. So block in front of your right foot on, I'd say, let's try, actually, Jeff, you're gonna be on the high side on that block. Andy, let's try on the medium side, and you may go lower. And then you're stepping about a foot, maybe a foot back from the block. Hands on the hips, feet hips distance apart. And then just bend the knees, fold yourself over, let yourself hang there. And then left hand comes onto that block and we're twisting to the right. And you're straightening that right leg and bending the left knee and reaching that right arm up to the sky. Yeah, so nice. So the full left palm is on the block. Your weight in your body is shifting towards the center of your right foot. So Andy, shift the weight slightly forward towards the ball of the right foot. Top hand in line with the bottom hand. And this is where, we know this pose. So it's like, oh, can I get the micro movements? So everything's really good. And then can you lift up and really twist the top of your right side of the chest up to the sky? Breathing. So hamstrings are getting it. And then bend the right knee, bring the right hand down, move your block in front of your left foot, start to turn, twist, open to the left, bend the right knee, Take that left arm up to the sky. Straighten the left leg as much as you can. That's it, Jeff. So turn the left palm the same direction as your face. Yes. And then, Jeff, reach the sternum bone forward and lengthen the front of your spine. Shoulder blades coming down the back. And then, yes, and Andy, straightening that left leg even more, just a little more of that left leg. The weight is in the center of your left foot. Relax the toes. Let's take a last breath, and then we're gonna bend the knee, come down, take it again. We're gonna do this 2 more times each side. So block in front of the right foot, right arm reaching up, you know, play with where is the weight of your body in that right foot. How's the lower back feeling? Can you bring the top hand in line with the bottom hand? Can you feel the fingertips of your right fingers? How are the right hamstrings? Breathe into your lower back. Andy, nice. Both of you look really nice. Top of the sternum bone reaching away from the navel. If I were there, I would just slightly roll that right collarbone up towards the sky gently. Ah, like that, Jeff. Beautiful. And then bend the knee, bring it down. Right hand onto the block, move the block slowly. Take your time, set it up. Turn, 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 turn. Feel the relationship between the hamstrings, the IT band, the lower back, the weight of your body in the left foot. How about that left leg, Jeff? Straightening that left leg. Relax the toes. Sternum bone reaching forward. Top hand. Is it in line with the bottom hand? Thank you. That's better, Jeff. Yes. So there's a propriosensory skill that we're learning. Where am I in space? Where's this body in space? We become mindful, like, oh yeah, there it is. And then last time each side, we're gonna bend the knee, bring it down, make it a movement, make it like this beautiful transition over to the right as you turn and you land. Oh, Andy, beautiful. Feel that. You've got the perfect situation with the arms. Breathe into that twist, just a teeny weeny shift forward into the weight of the ball of the right foot a little bit. Yes, and Jeff, nice. The heart turning up to the sky, that right leg nice and straight, the toes relaxed, fingertips alive, breathing. And then last time to the other side, make it a dance, turning, taking it, take it slowly. Find the top hand in line with the bottom hand, turning the palm the same way as your face. Left leg straight, breathing. Yes, relaxing the toes. Spread the toes. Yes. And here's our Danny. She's joining us. Breathing. 2 more breaths. That's it. Danny, welcome. And then let's go ahead and just float down to the middle, move your block, bend your knees, let your head go, hang out here. Breathe into that. And let's go ahead and walk the feet as wide as your sticky mat, bend your knees and bring your elbows right onto your knees. Yeah, and we're just gonna, we could go even a little wider. And just taking this, and maybe you sink the hips down, but you want your heels on the ground. And then let's start to do this little waddle. It's kind of like a waddle side to side. Yes, knees are being, you're pressing those knees wide. And Andy, you could even come up a little higher. Yeah, that's it. Couple more breaths. Danny, hi, good to see. Oh, perfect. Thank you. That's how we started. You can take those legs wide too. Legs wide, together, bend, straighten. Couple more, and that's exactly what we're doing. And then let's sink, woo! Sink it down. See if you can sink down even farther. Palms come together and lift the breastbone and try to keep your heels on the ground. That's it. Nice. That's it, what we did, Danny. We did the rolling back and forth, and then fingertips come to the ground for Andy and Jeff. And lift your hips up, turn the toes, bend the knees, and roll up to standing. And let's just walk that out. All right, well, we're gonna go back to this one that we do quite frequently. And it's because it works with our group, right? So step your feet wide on your sticky mat. Yeah, and Danny, I think you could do this. Turn the toes out, you'll just jump in. Check your heels are aligned, you know, they're at the same level there. Let's fold over, fingertips on the ground. And then we're bending the right knee. Keep the sternum bone reaching forward. Your heels stay down. Make sure that right knee is over the right ankle. And then keep your hips low. Bend the left knee and glide over. Yes, your butt is a little lower than your head. And we're going to glide side to side. Maybe it's there with the palms together at the heart, gliding and gliding. And what is your relationship to your feet and your adductors? You want to feel like your feet are suctioned to your mat, and your adductors, those inner groin muscles, inner thigh muscles, are pulling you over as you bend that other knee, and then you push off with that other leg. And let's take a few more of these, gliding side to side. Yeah. That's it. Andy, see if you can go a little slower. Pushing, so pulling with the one knee that's bending, pushing off with the other knee and leg. Last two. So nice, Jeff. Reaching that sternum bone forward, shoulder blades coming down the back. And then fingertips back on the ground. Turn your toes forward. Let's straighten the legs here. And just let yourself hanging as much as you can. Let the spine go. Don't worry about where the hands are. And focus on lifting the inner arches of the feet and straightening the legs as much as possible. Breathing. Yeah. So again, we've got a lower back hip focus today. We're going to let the head go. And then turn the heels in again, bend the knees, and just roll up to standing. And let's step the feet together, kind of walk that out. Okay. I'm going to turn my mat. So, face you guys. So we're going to go back to the feet wide, but not quite as wide. And bringing ourselves to this shape. So right here, we've got one hand on either knee. Yeah, so when the arms are straight, shoulders shrug up by the shoulders. And then let's take a big inhale and bring your left shoulder over towards that inner right knee. And inhale, center, and exhale over to the other side. So it's an inhale, center, exhale, twist, press the knee away. And side to side, turning, pressing the knee away. Yes. Andy, I would go just a smidge wider with your feet, just a smidge, and turning. So, yes, Jeff, nice. And Danny, I can't quite see you, but your feet look good. And I'm thinking that your booty is a little lower than your head. Let's keep turning, couple more to each side. Just like that. Turning, try to sink your hips down almost so your thighs are parallel to the ground. Yeah. Last two. I'm going to turn and turn. And the next time you turn towards what you think is the top of your mat, just release and kind of step back to downward dog. And let's take the downward dog. Take a couple of roll throughs. Just rolling through. Yeah. Nice straight arms as you roll through. That's it. After the next roll through, go ahead and come down to child's pose. Let's come down to child's pose and feel your child's pose. Tops of the feet on the floor, the ankles get quite a stretch in child's pose. How are the knees? How's the lower back here? And then we're going to roll up to sitting. See how this works. Yeah, that works. Okay. So coming up to sitting, a couple things. Andy, do you have blocks where you are? So here's the deal. If you have blocks, we're going to bring blocks behind us on either side, on that lower side. If you don't have blocks, you're just going to work from the floor, okay? Oh, yeah. Andy's going for, yeah. And then we're on our shins. Let's see about Miss Andy. Oh, yeah, that can work. That'll be helpful. That's good. So take a look at this. So basically, wherever your hands are, I like to have a little bit more height. I'm on my fingertips and we're going to sit here. And then we're literally lifting up. And as you come forward, sometimes there's a crunch in the lower back. So you want to lift the breastbone and take a little back bend. And then we're just sitting down. So it's a lift and a sit. And if you need more height, you can turn this up. And just taking this up and down, opening up the front body and working a little bit of a back bend. Just working that a little bit. And then, okay, Danny, I can see that doesn't work for you. So another piece could be, you could be on your back if you want to take that. And we're going to take this a couple more times. So it's sort of a little moving variation of Setu Bandha, or not Setu Bandha, Ustrasana. One more, just lifting up, and then let's come on down, and then we're going to move our blocks off to the side and come down onto your backs, and we will actually walk our feet right in towards the sit bones. Your palms are on the ground. And then right here, we want to lift up, kind of roll to the tops of the shoulders, but we're going to do the same thing. It's like a nice little lift up, rolling up the spine, and consciously roll down your spine. So as you're rolling up, tuck your tailbone, roll up the spine. And as you come down, try to place each vertebra down on the ground, nice and slowly. So part of that is we're working the lungs, opening up the front body. Jeff, turn your toes in a little bit towards the front of your mat. There you go. Feet are just a little tiny bit wider than your hips. That looks good. Couple more here. And then next time you roll up, let's roll to the outer upper arms into Setu Bandha. Maybe interlace your hands under your hips and then lift the pelvis up, open up the chest and hug the knees in towards each other. You're pressing down through your upper arms and the toes are facing forward. And Andy, walk your feet forward maybe 2 inches. So your feet are right under your knees. And then just gonna hug the knees in energetically towards each other. And you're breathing here. Couple big breaths. So Setu Bandha, bridge pose. And then slowly start to release the fingers and roll yourself down. And just come on down. And we are going to take that again, but this time with a block. Okay, so as we do this, we'll walk the feet back And Andy, you know, without a block, you could turn those weights up and see if that works, but it seems a little tricky. So you can take it again with the feet. So we're gonna tuck the tailbone, roll up the spine, roll to the outer edges of your upper arms, lift to your tiptoes and put your block on the high side, right under the sacrum, and then walk the feet out and take this back bend. And the arms are just gonna be out to the side at the moment. And you're breathing deeply into the chest. Without the block, you're going back to what we just did. Yes. And then stay alert in your body. So sometimes when we have a prop, we kind of collapse. But here the prop is to support the shape. You're still hugging your knees into the midline. Those toes turn towards the front of your mat. And then the focus here is, can you articulate the upper spine and bring the shoulder blades down, the bottom tips of those shoulder blades down and in to open up across the chest? And let's take about 5 big breaths here. And imagine you're holding a basketball between your knees. And Danny, too, you could turn your toes in just a smidge towards each other. Nice big breaths, opening up the chest. And here, if you have a block underneath your sacrum, let's walk the feet back a little bit, lift your tiptoes, take that block out from underneath you and roll down. And we can all roll down, letting the tailbone kind of tuck at the end and then hug those knees into the chest. Give a little squeeze. And this is where we began our practice. A nice deep squeeze in of those knees. Hold one knee in each hand and kind of rock the legs independently, rolling around on your sacrum. Like, oh yeah, what's going on in the lower back here? And if your blocks are to the side, you might want to move them out of the way, bring your feet to the ground and take windshield wiper. Go back to your windshield wiper, side to side. Checking how your lower back and hips feel. And we'll come back to center. And this time take a hold of both feet in happy baby pose. Your heels above the knee crease, rolling your tailbone down towards the ground. Flex the feet and spread the toes. And breathe into this shape. And Jeff, see if you can bring your feet towards, yes, towards your shoulders a little bit more. With this shape, your eyes shut, roll the tailbone down towards the ground, lengthen that lower back as much as you can, and feel like, oh, how are my hamstrings related to the lower back, related to my inner groins? Like, oh yeah, what is going on, especially now at the end of your practice? And then let's slowly release and see what your body wants to do before you set up for Shavasana. See if there's some other wiggle, you know, or shape that you want to move into. And maybe you're like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to go right on in. Make sure you're warm enough. If you have an eye pillow and want to use it, you can find that eye pillow. And then we'll take some rest, which, you know, as we know, in our culture is not the norm. Rest is not revered. So let yourself settle in. Got it. And here is a poem to close. So this is by Robert Bly. It's called Things to Think. Think in ways you've never thought before. If the phone rings, think of it as carrying a message larger than anything you've ever heard, vaster than 100 lines of Yeats. Think that someone may bring a bear to your door, maybe wounded and deranged. Or think that a moose has risen out of the lake and he's carrying on his antlers a child of your own whom you've never seen. When someone knocks on the door, think that he's about to give you something large, tell you you're forgiven, or that it's not necessary to work all the time, or that it's been decided that if you lie down, no one will die. Let your breath deepen here. And check in with your body, your heart, your mind. Remember any intention you had for your practice. Remember anyone you were offering some of the energy of this practice to offering it again. And when you're ready, bend your knees and roll to the side and pause there. And then find your way to sitting. Let's find that nice, quiet, comfortable seat. Let's bring our palms together at the heart. Let's gently bow your head towards your heart. Namaste. Thank you.